Welcome to The Explainer. We're all about taking expert sources and turning them into a guide that works for you. And today, we're talking about unlocking the power of the one gym you literally carry with you everywhere.
I mean, just think about that for a second. What if your gym was always open, cost nothing, and was with you right now? Well, today, we're going to build the blueprint for exactly that. And the only tool you need? It's the one you already own, your own body. All right, so here's the game plan. We're going to start with a big idea. Your body is your gym. Then we'll cover the one rule you absolutely can't break, form. After that, I'll hand you your first workout blueprint, we'll talk strategy for long-term gains, and finally, we'll look at a few digital tools to help you out. Let's do it.
Okay, first things first. Let's really lay the groundwork here and get a handle on what calisthenics actually is, and more importantly, why it works so well.
So, when you boil it down, calisthenics is just fitness in its its purest form, right? It's not about how much iron you can lift. It's about mastering your own body. It's about building functional strength. You know, the kind of strength that actually matters in real life, like hauling groceries in one trip or effortlessly picking up your kids. It's about moving through the world with ease and confidence.
Now, this is where it gets really interesting, because this idea completely busts a huge fitness myth. I mean, for years, people thought you had to lift heavy weights to build muscle. But the science? It's crystal clear. As long as you're pushing your muscles close to their limit, that hard effort part, your body literally doesn't care if you're using a dumbbell or your own body weight. It just knows it needs to get stronger. So yeah, you can absolutely build serious muscle without ever touching a weight.
All right, before we even think about doing a single push-up, we've got to talk about the golden rule. This is, without a doubt, the most important rule in your new gym. So let's be super clear about this. Proper form, it's the line in the sand. On one side, you're building real strength. On the other, you're basically just asking for an injury and a trip to the physical therapist. See, bad form just dumps all that stress onto your joints and tendons. But good form? It makes sure every ounce of effort goes into building the muscles you're trying to work. It's the difference between an effective workout and just, wasted energy. And these right here, these are the classic mistakes that physical therapists see all the time. Think about it. Rounding your back when you squat, you're putting some seriously dangerous pressure directly on your spine. Or letting your knees cave in, that's just a recipe for joint problems later on. So look, these aren't just little nitpicks. They are absolutely key to staying safe and actually making progress. Definitely watch out for these.
So how do you check your own form? Well, here's a super simple but really powerful tip from health experts at NUS. Just use your phone. Seriously, prop it up, record yourself, and then watch it back. It's like having your own personal form coach. You'll be amazed at the little things you spot that you would have never felt or noticed otherwise.
All right, so now that we've got form completely locked in, it's time for the fun stuff. Let's get into the actual plan. This is your very first blueprint. Okay, this right here is the absolute secret sauce to getting stronger in any kind of training. It's called progressive overload. And all it means is that you have to keep making things a little bit harder over time. Now, in a regular gym, that's easy, right? You just slap another plate on the bar. But with calisthenics, we get to be a bit more creative. We can change our body's leverage, add more reps, take shorter breaks. You can even just slow the movement down to make it way tougher. And the push-up is the perfect example of this. So maybe you can't do a full push-up yet. No problem. You start with an incline push-up, hands on a table or a wall. That's easier because the table's holding some of your weight. Then, once you master that, you move your hands to the floor for a standard push-up. And when that gets too easy, you put your feet up on something. See? It's the same basic movement, but by changing the angle, you create a totally new challenge. It's brilliant. Okay, and here it is, your starter template, courtesy of BodySpec. It's a simple, super effective, full body routine. The idea is you just alternate between workout A and workout B, about 3 times a week. This setup is just perfect for beginners because you're hitting all your big muscle groups every week, but you're also giving your body plenty of time to rest, recover, and actually get stronger. So how do you use this plan to get stronger? It's actually really simple. Your goal each week is just to add 1 or 2 more reps to each set. That's it. Once you can easily hit the top number in that rep range, let's say 10 push-ups with good form for all your sets, boom, that's your cue. It's time to move on to that next, harder version of the exercise. So a 4-week plan is an awesome start, but what happens after that? To make sure you keep getting stronger and don't just hit a plateau, you need to think bigger. You need a long-term strategy. And that strategy is called periodization. It sounds kind of complicated, but it's really not. This is how pro athletes train. So instead of just doing random workouts all the time, you plan your training in cycles or blocks. For example, maybe you spend 4 weeks really focused on building raw strength with harder exercises. Then, the next 4 weeks, you might switch your focus to endurance, doing more reps of slightly easier movements. It's all about having a plan. And the National Academy of Sports Medicine has a really simple way of breaking this down. Your microcycle, that's just your weekly plan, what you do on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. The mesocycle, that's your monthly block, like that 4-week plan we just saw. And the macrocycle, that's the big picture. That's your goal for the whole year. It's how you get from, I can't do a push-up today, to I'm working on my handstand a year from now. It connects your daily actions to your biggest goals.
Okay, so you've got the knowledge, you've got a plan, but here's the good news. You don't have to figure all this out by yourself. The team over at Garage Gym Reviews actually tested more than 70 different fitness apps, and these are a couple of the ones that really stood out. These tools can handle all the tracking, give you guidance, and basically take all the guesswork out of your training.
So, take an app like Caliber. It has a great free version with a huge library of exercises. But what's really cool is that their paid plans can connect you with a real coach. You can literally send them those form videos we were just talking about and get personalized feedback from a pro.
Or maybe you'd prefer something like Shred. Think of it like a smart, AI-powered trainer in your pocket. It actually learns how you're doing and automatically adjusts your next workout to make sure you're always being pushed just the right amount. Pretty cool, huh? So there you have it. We've gone through the science behind why this works, the absolute importance of safety and form. You have your first plan, and you even have a strategy for the long term. The foundation is set, the tools are right there in your hands. Your gym is officially open for business. So the only real question left is the one on your screen.